Okay, so I have a question for you both. First, I want to ask Dena. Dena, what the 5 things you can tell the youngest generation, like you want to teach your kids or kids generally?
Well, I've been thinking about this for a really, really long time. As a mom and as a professor, I too, I've been wondering what kind of lessons, if I could only teach my kids 5 lessons, what would those 5 lessons be? I've been thinking about this. And the first lesson I can teach my children and also my grandchild now, Yisrael Ruvain, is about self-love. Self-love, unconditional love. Unconditional love for yourself, no matter what happens. We're all human. It's all about loving yourself no matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what the outcome, no matter what the mistake. Even if you act out and on purpose, you still have to love yourself. Self-love is all about loving yourself no matter what you weigh. Self-love is about loving yourself even if you're having a bad hair day, or even if people are yelling at you, or even if people are criticizing you and people are pointing fingers and telling you how you did everything wrong. It's all about the self-love. And even if you do an action and you have regret about it, just knowing that you did something wrong is enough. Why must you beat yourself up for it? Self-love is saying, okay, I spoke really harshly to this person. Okay, that's it. I have to accept that these are my limitations. But then you have to go beyond that. And that takes me to lesson 2. Lesson 2 is all about going beyond your limitations. Limitations are saying, okay, I'm a very angry person. I'll never be different. I cannot change. But as humans, you don't know what you're capable of until you try. So you can say to yourself, oh my gosh, I did it again. I yelled at Reuven so-and-so. So what do I do now? Instead of beating myself up, instead of showing myself hate, first I have to show myself love. And then for the next time I can go beyond limitations. So next time Reuven makes me mad, I could say to myself, okay, I want to scream, I want to holler, I want to hit. What will I do now? I'll go beyond that. I'll treat Reuven, for example, with a lot of love. And I'll tell him things that in my life I never would imagine me saying with being so angry. So I could be angry, but I can show the world a totally different new me. But that's all about going beyond your limitations. And of course, I was just now talking about personality. When we speak about going beyond your limitations, we're also talking about going beyond what you think your abilities are as a person as far as your skills, your life skills. Some people will say, well, I can't dance, I have 2 left feet. You wouldn't know how far you can go unless you try. See, if you limit yourself and you say, hey, I have 2 left feet, I cannot dance for my life, you'll never go beyond that. At a wedding, you'll never get up and dance. You'll never put yourself at the center of the attention. If, let's say, I make a talent show, you'll refuse to sign up to do a dance because you say, I have 2 left feet. But supposing then that you take dance lessons and you really work it and you really practice and you really, really try hard with your trainer, and next thing you know, you're learning how to dance. You could really do this. And so at the next talent show, you get up and you say, hey, I've been practicing dancing for a year now. I think I can do this. You get up and you do a dance. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the facts are, and this is your gold medal, you went beyond your limitations, and your limitations are self-made. You think you're so limited as a human being? You can change any quality. You can change any trait. You can go for anything in this world that you want to go for if you just try. And that's the 3rd lesson I want to teach. Sometimes you have to go beyond what your mind is telling you. Your mind, unfortunately, can be your worst enemy. Sometimes this is learned by your parents, but sometimes just by nature, you're harsher on yourself, and your mind is not always your friend, and your mind is not always right. Sometimes your mind will say, no, you can't go here, you can't go there, and you can't do this because you're shy, because you're anxious, because the people there are going to scare the heck out of me. No, sometimes, even if your mind is telling you 1,000 ways, no, you can't be in the photo shoot, no, you can't be in the dance, no, you can't be in the act, you have to get out there and do it anyway. Give it your all. Never stay home because you're shy. Never stay home because your mind's saying, no, you can't go out. People won't like you. People are going to yell. They're going to scare you. It's not about that. It's about going anyway. You know what happens to your mind once you start to physically change what you do? Your mind eventually adapts. Your mind eventually adjusts and say, hey, I didn't think I could go to the party because I'm anxious, but I did it. I did it anyway. Wow, maybe I'm cooler than I thought. Maybe there's more to me than I thought that there was. I got this. And so the next time you have to do something, your mind again will tell you, well, you really can't. You're anxious, you're depressed, you don't have it in you, you're lazy, you're clumsy, 2 left feet. And you try it again. You go do the dance. You get into the competition and you do it again. And then your mind grows stronger in the conviction that you really can do this. You have it within you. Why? Because you keep on doing it. And it's not all about succeeding. Your success is that you went beyond what your mind was telling you to do. So lesson 3, your mind's not always right. As a matter of fact, it's wrong much of the time. And sometimes your mind even tries to trick you into believing that you have a lot of limitations, and that you have to work with your limitations. But I myself, I've gone way, way, way beyond what I thought my limitations were. I used to suffer terribly from social anxiety. And then I taught myself that's it. You have to bust out of the box and you have to become the person you're supposed to become. Your mind will drag along with you, but never ever wait for your mind to tell you it's a good time. Your mind will never tell you that it's a good time to mingle, to get involved with other people, to go to the party, to volunteer, to lose weight, to buy that house you've been wanting to buy, to take lessons. Your mind isn't going to do that for you. You have to search deep within your soul and move. It's all about forcing yourself to move. That's lesson number 3. Lesson number 4, never, ever, ever let anybody guilt you. People do this all the time. People, in their humanness, they like to manipulate you. They want to get you to do their thing. Many, many people want you to be their robot. They want to put you into a box. They want to make you their mental slave of some sort. They want to make you feel guilty. They want to make you feel bad. They want to make you think that you owe them something, that you always owe them a favor. People are very sly. And they want to sort of manipulate their world by making other people see it their way, follow it their way. And they try to make people feel bad if they don't keep the rules that they keep, or sometimes even religiously, or if they don't keep religion the way that they do. They try to guilt you. They try to make you think that you're going to go to hell if you behave this way, or if you dress this way, or if you act this way. They try to make you feel bad if you won't do them a favor. They try to make you feel bad and say, well, you owe me because I did this for you. They try to sort of put you into this little robotic type of a category in which you cannot move unless they tell you you can move. But the idea is, don't worry what the people think about you. Don't worry what they're going to say about you. Don't worry about what they're going to say to you. And see right through them. Every time somebody tries to manipulate you, just see them as this poor soul who has to control their environment, very, very controlling person, a very insecure person, a person who is scared and worried in the world that they live in, and that's why they try to get other people to see things the way that they do. This way they can be sort of kind of like a crowd of people who sees it their way. But that's something that you should never ever find yourself involved in. And sometimes people do get involved in these, groups of people who kind of see it the same way because they're afraid to branch out. They're afraid to think for themselves. But the idea is never let other people's thoughts into your head, no matter what. You get to think for yourself. And even if people try to make you think that you're wrong, and people do this every day. People do this all the time. You're wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. How can you talk this way? Why couldn't you wait patiently? You do this all the time. But that's not your problem. For what they think about you, that's not your issue. That's not your problem. So the idea here is just don't let people's thoughts and feelings into your mind. You get to think for yourself, leading me up to lessons I can teach you, for your lifetime, number 5. Always, always stay in the present moment, no matter what. No matter where life takes you, no matter what life brings you, just stay in the present moment. It's way, way better than anything you can think in your own head. Stay in your environment. Enjoy your environment. Even if you have to get out of your own mind by looking at the curtains, focusing on the curtains, focusing on the couch, focus on the person, focus on the people that you're talking to, and really, really, really put your full self into a conversation. Your whole soul, your whole self. Whatever it's going to take, just get out of your own mind. Get into this life. Get into this world. Don't let your thoughts and feelings, yours or anyone else's, hold you back. Remember to stay present always. Do whatever it takes. Practice yoga. Practice, meditation. Stare at the doorknob, but really focus on the doorknob. Anything to keep from staying stale in your own mind. I mean, life is happening as we speak. Enjoy your life. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is not meant to focus on the past failings, past mistakes, past hurts, past things that other people have done to you. And life is also not meant to focus on the future. For example, school or work or anything that you have to do in the future. Life is happening as we speak. It's all about enjoying your life, enjoying the people who you're talking to presently, right now. So these are the lessons that I want to teach my generation and also the future generations. Much love.
Thank you for sharing the holy fire of the truth.
My pleasure.
The sacred fire is. Thank you.
My pleasure, Dash. My pleasure.
Dear Esther, what 5 things you can tell to older generations about?
Hi everyone. So what I wanted to say was I wanted to teach the younger generation and the older generation about accepting what you have, or and not wanting anything different or anything better. For example, it can be simple things like wanting a dress that everyone else has but you can't afford it, or you don't like the style but you get it anyways just to impress other people, or you get the newest phone because you feel like you have to have it. It's so advanced. You won't be an advanced person. You won't be a good person if you don't have it, and you want it anyways just so you can be advanced. And other things you want all the friends in the world, but just be happy with the few good ones that you have. Or you think that you don't look, you judge yourself and you say you don't look good, but really you do look good, and you, in fact, you look the best you've ever been, and you want to live in a bigger house because you don't like the one that you live in. You think it's too small, you think it's too squishy, and people won't be impressed by it. But it doesn't really matter what they think, as long as you're happy with it, and you have to learn to be happy with all the things you have, all the people that you have in your life, and be happy with yourself. Be happy with your personality, because you are enough and everything you have is enough. So, yeah, that's what I want to say.
Thank